And welcome one and welcome all inside High and Tight. It's IA Baseball's broadcast here as we sit here from Marion, Iowa. Well, that's the backdrop for our Class 3A, 4A Top 10 postseason battle here tonight as we go ahead and wrap up and put a bow on the 2025 regular season here between the Wolves and the Lightning. Thanks again to everybody for joining in and rocking it here on the IA Sports Network. As always, please subscribe, spread the word, and give a whole lot of fun as we have a lot of fun with you. Again, I am Andrew Brown, helping to give you all the play-by-play, the action here, the hits, the non-hits, everything galore. And again, as we go ahead, I'll bring you into the camera view here. And say, well, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am here rocking it, ready to go. We got quite the battle here in store for you as we get you back out onto the field here as we have the Bolts getting ready. Coach Ubi Martinez once again rocking it for a third straight year in the mix here and helping this Bolt squad to continue to go to good heights. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Steve Fish once again in his historic career has another 20-plus win team under his belt. And again, this is going to be a whole lot of fun as we get into this battle here. I mean, the postseason's right around the corner, but the excitement to wrap up the regular season is now. So let's get right to it with our Casmium Sports pregame show brought to you in part by Insolites. Check them out today at insolites.com. All right, let's go right into it here as we're going to first start off by taking a look at the team comparisons here. And as we take a look, this is a series that hasn't happened a ton in the grand scheme, but in the end, it's a series Liberty leads 3-1. Again, they come in as the 8th-ranked team in 4A. Meanwhile, Marion 6th in their 3A field. For the visiting Bolts, they look a lot like this. Last year was a heck of a season for them. Their 4th 20-plus win season in program history. This year, they've taken that and then doubled up. They become the Mississippi Valley Mississippi Division champions at 29-9, 28-8 in conference. And this is a series that kind of favors them based on the numbers. In the end, Liberty has scored 42 total runs in this series, around 10 hits per game on average, and roughly averaging 12.5 total bases per game. And then, of course, on the other side of it, pitching-wise, this team has allowed just 43 hits overall. They have had an average of 3.75 strikeouts per game, and in terms of walks per game, about 4.25, not 44, but 4.25 heading into this game. On the other end of it, the host Wolves, they come off of a heck of a season last year at 32 wins, their 5th 30-plus win season since 2017. And, this year, kind of rinse and repeat, right? They're, once again, the WAMAC champs, 23-7 overall, 15-4 inside conference play. That this is a series that they have also put quite a bit of numbers up. 34 runs, averaging 11.25 hits, and 13.5 total bases per game in this series alone. And, of course, pitching-wise, you can see they've had right around 8.5 strikeouts per game. And then on the other end of it, roughly 6.5 walks per game. So ultimately, this is if that tells you anything, it tells you it's going to be a big and a good series coming on up. But we didn't get here in this season just randomly, right? These two teams played a heck of a season up to this point so far. And let's take a look at a brief snippet of that in our road so far, brought to you by Insolites. And as you take a look right there, you can see for the Bolts, they've had a split over the last 6 outings, 3 home games, 3 road games, including a unfortunate drop to Iowa City High, but a big win, a doubleheader win over Waterloo West, big win over Linn-Mar, and of course big wins over Dubuque Senior as well. And their postseason opener, they go right back to Waterloo West. And we'll talk to you more about their postseason road coming on up. But first and foremost, let's dive on over to the Marion Wolves and their road so far, brought to you by the Batting Donut. Make sure to check out the batting donut, 9 and 16-ounce varieties. Slips right on the baseball bat, sweeten your swing, and look good doing it. Their last 6 outings included this. Last time out, a tough road loss to Pleasant Valley, but they did go ahead and sweep Vinton-Shellsburg, as well as wins over Iowa City West, Beckman Catholic, a split against Independence, and a loss against Clear Creek Amana. Their postseason opener, they come right back at it at home against Vinton-Shellsburg. And speaking about what their postseason is going to be looking like, let's dive into that here right away. The postseason roadmap brought to you by RDA Financial. The Marion Wolves have 26 wins against Vinton-Shellsburg in this series, including 16 straight victories. They are looking to improve upon their 19-4 postseason record since 2020, and they are seeking their 6th straight state tournament appearance in program history. And how are they doing that? They're doing that with the power in the bat. .497 in terms of slugging percentage. One of 2 teams across all classes to lead their class in slugging and home runs. So they have consistency where it counts there in the power department. And taking a look at the Liberty Bolts here, their roadmap, again, brought to you by RDA Financial. They are going to go up against, as we mentioned, Waterloo West. They have 9 wins against Waterloo West, including 4 consecutive wins. They are 8-5 in their postseason mark since 2020, and they're seeking their 3rd state tournament appearance in program history. And this is a team that, you talk about power, well, you're not going to get on the other end, you're not going to get a lot of mistakes on this end. The .954 fielding percentage, top 3 in all Class 4A. And that has been your postseason roadmap brought to you by RDA Financial. And again, this is brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse, as all of our broadcasts are. Again, brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. So as we also continue right along here, don't forget to like, subscribe, spread the word here. We want to hear from you, and that includes a lot here as you go with, and as we go ahead and take a look at what's going on in terms of highlights, in terms of performance of the week, all that kind of stuff. And again, as you can always catch us, iabaseball1@gmail.com. You can always catch us as well on Facebook. We are also on Instagram as well, as if you want to go ahead and check us out there on the Instagram, as well as also on X or Twitter, however you want to phrase it. It's there for you. We're right there, and you can catch us there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive look here for the Marion Wolves, as they're going to start off on the defensive side of things. And as we look at it here, a little new cast, but in the end, a lot of familiar names. Real doing the duties pitching here in today's contest. Elijah Scott behind the dish. Tate Ray at first. You have Scott at second. Miller at shortstop, and Goodrich manning the hot corner. Griffith is in left. Kirsch in center. Hullab is in right field. That makes up your Marion Wolves defensive lineup. And meanwhile, facing them on the offensive side for Iowa City at Liberty, will include a lineup that looks a lot like this. Evan Schmier doing the duties starting things off, followed by Pryor Reiners. And then Cooper Hughes in the number 3 hole. Braden Meyer doing the duties in the cleanup spot. Mason Waterbury is up next, followed by Dallas Miller. And Jordan Schroeder doing the duties in the number 7 hole. Reese Reddig in the number 8 spot. And Lewis Waterbury rounding out the lineup in the, second leadoff position, if you will, in the number 9 hole. And that is what we're looking at offensively from Iowa City Liberty. But if we go ahead and take a look at what's coming up on the other side of things here. Again, brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Great chance for you to catch up on some great food and just a great overall experience. So make sure to check that out today. As we take a look at Marion's offensive look right now, as you can see, It is Jake Miller that will be starting things off. Isaiah Scott and Grayson Kirsch is the first three to meet Liberty pitching here for today. And then it'll be Elijah Scott, followed by Jaron Griffith, Cole Goodrich, Tate Ray, Colton Hullab, and the DH is Dawson Goad doing the duties to go ahead and rep it with the bat here today. And again, that is the lineup that is going to round out things here for you. And then, of course, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Iowa City Liberty defense here in just a bit. As making sure we get all of that set up here. But again, the defensive look for the Bolts will look a lot like this. Mayer doing the duties pitching here today, followed by Reiners doing behind the dish. Waterbury at first. Schmier, doing the duties at second. Hughes at the shortstop position. Schroeder manning the hot corner at third. Waterbury in left. Reddig in center. And Miller is in right field. And that is your look on how things are looking defensively here for the Liberty Bolts. Again, Liberty manned by head coach Uwe Martinez here.
Fans. Welcome to the campus of Marion High School.
And for the Marion Wolves, Steve Fish doing the duties here once again in a historic career. He continues to just make waves, again, time and time again, 20-plus win seasons, which is always a huge thing. And again, you got to give credit where all credit is due. Deserves, he's already Hall of Fame coach, and he is deserving of all the accolades that come his way. Great human being as well. Both of these coaches are. So it really makes it a lot of fun when you have coaches like this who continue to do what they do and continue to make the game intriguing and fun for the players, fans, and everyone around. So again, that has been your pregame report brought to you by Casmium Sports. Check them out today, CASMIUM, Casmium Sports. Online, check out what they can do. They have done great stuff from the analytics world and beyond. They know what to look for. Check them out today. See what they can rock for you at CasmiumSports.com. All right, we are going to take a quick break coming on up, but don't forget to stay here, stick with us. Of course, we got more stuff coming on. And, of course, as always, you can check up on our high and tight interview with Logan Bierke out of Ames. Had a UCL Tommy John repair surgery, and he has stormed his way back, still not at full strength, but playing like he is. And it's always a fun time to be able to see him. And, of course, we'll have a little video up on him on social media coming up soon. But also you'll be able to catch that full interview and our entire high and tight episode right here on the IE Sports Network. However you can catch it, do so, because we get our Player of the Week winner. Jaeger White was the winner out of Baird. But then just a foreshadowing there. But then, of course, also some highlights and questions that I ask you guys. Because that's a big thing. I want to ask you questions, and I want you to answer. So go ahead and get in there, give some comments. We want to hear from you for sure. All right, we're going to take just a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have action right around on the other side of this break, right here on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in as we get rocking and reeling to go. It is coming on up. Marion taking on Iowa City Liberty here as we get rocking. And I want to give a shout out here. Let's go, Marion. Maverick Miller, thanks again for jumping on and, hey, talking about it with us. Really appreciate it. And any shout outs, let us know. We want to hear your shout outs as we get rocking and rolling here. And, of course, we'll go ahead now and take a look at the man on the mound here for the Marion Wolves here. It is Silas Reel, the junior, who has a 1-0 record coming into today's contest. 12 innings under his belt, 14 strikeouts, so he's been rather efficient. But he's had 15 walks and 7 hits. Teams hitting just 117 off of him. So there's a lot to like here coming out of the junior and what he's doing here on the mound for the Marion Wolves. And again, for coming on up here, the first 3 for the Lightning include Shamir, Reiners, and Hughes. The first 3 to greet. Ria's on the mound. Real doing, again, heck of a job. Again, 12 innings, 14 strikeouts. He's gone over the minimum in his time. And again, this is normally a deep pitching staff here for Marion. And we'll get to see what he's a part of here and how he's going to rock it there. But for right now, let's get ready and roll. The first batter is ready, and we are about to start this game. And the excitement is here, so let's get rolling with it. Marion and Iowa City Liberty, the Bolts holding the edge in the series 3-1. And, of course, Marion looking to etch themselves closer into that series again.
Leading off for the Lightning.
And here we go. Let's start things off. Evan Schmier doing the duties, kicking things off. The junior batting .336. He has 44 total bases on the year. He has driven in 16. He has 42 hits overall. Takes strike 1. And that is how we get rocking and rolling here. Next pitch, he shoots that one back. A quick 0-2 hole to a guy who's pretty typical in the leadoff spot. Not a lot of extra base hits under his belt, but he just gets on base and then kind of creates that havoc that you want to see out of that leadoff man. The next pitch, that one seems a bit too low. We go 1-2 with the count. And again, make sure to check out across our social media scene. We've got some big stories coming up. We got a story on Tatum Gray. We got a story on Logan Bierkeep and many more. That one is shot right side, but that will be foul, keeping it a 1-2 count. Plenty of ways to get in contact. And by the way, I would urge you to start thinking about Mr. IA Baseball, which is coming not too far in the future here. We'll be able to go ahead and get a semi-finalist for those. So make sure to keep up to date with that. That one sailing just a bit high, evens it up now with 2 apiece. And this series alone, usually Liberty is kind of one of those teams that finds a way to win close games. In the end, that one shot out to third. The nice pick and the fire across the diamond gets away from him just a bit. Can't do it on the connection. And in the end, Liberty gets away with one there. They get onto the base pass here as Schmier stands on via the air, and we get one on and nobody out here for Pryor Reiners to step on up.
The catcher, number 31, Pryor Reiners.
Goodrich over there at third, credited with the error, and to start things off, not something you usually see from this Marion squad. Keeping them honest over there at first as we keep rolling. And rightfully so here. In the end, that one is hit up high, and that one will be out there and finds the right field grass. And now that'll get a runner over to third for sure. And standing up with a slide-in double here is Reiners. He didn't take long before he connected on that. And now both runners are in scoring position here early.
The shortstop, number 8, Cooper Hughes.
Now Cooper Hughes has a heck of an opportunity in store for him right now. He can do pretty much anything, and if he gets something rolling, he could connect here. But again, we have runners on second and third with still nobody out. I was going to say that Schmier has 20 stolen bases on the year, but he didn't really need to do much in that case. And Hughes, the senior, stepping on up with 58 total bases, the highest mark on this Liberty squad. 360 with his average, 26 runs driven in. And now the 0-1 delivery. That one is shot out there to third. He'll pick it up and fire across the diamond. He'll grab it. Nice shot. Nice pickup, nice out. But in the meantime, there's one run crossing here for the Bolts as they take an early lead, 1-0.
The pitcher, number 4, Braden Mayer.
And now Braden Meyer stepping on up to the plate. Looking to help out his own cause. Takes strike one as he looks at 1 on, 1 down. One already home. So again, a little makeup there at third for the error earlier, which has come to haunt them now as that one run has plated because of that. Real will look at third, and he'll fire on home. Tried to backdoor it in there, but in the end, couldn't find it there. We now go 1-2 on the count. The inning started with an error, followed by a Reiners double, an RBI attempt, an RBI from Cooper Hughes is how we stand here right now. That one fouled back. We remain at 1-2. And this is a Liberty squad that in its existence has had a lot of success overall, including 2 state trips to the state tournament back-to-back, taking on Johnston in the first round. But in the end, still a fun atmosphere that the Bolts bring as that one goes too low and evens it up now at 2 apiece.
Yeah, he needs a lot of work.
So again, the Bolts take on Waterloo West for their postseason opener after winning the conference. That one sails a bit high, and we bring it from an 0-2 count, full 3-2. It's Real looking for his first strikeout here of the game, has 14 under his belt. That one sent foul, and we keep it right here. Reiners stands on third. We have one down.
If we can throw strikes, that's all we need.
And a 3-2 count here. And now the delivery. That one's also sent foul, and just fighting him off here is Waterbury helping Meyer, helping out his own cause. Also labeled the DH if he ends up not going the full length here. So the pitch, and that one's a chopper out there to third. A good pick, and across the diamond it goes, and no go. It's labeled safe there. Did not quite catch him on that one. And in turn, that also scores yet another run. It's a 2-0 advantage here for Liberty early.
Certainly not there.
First baseman
So
number
that
11.
one credited as an
Waterbury.
infield single here for Meyer, as back-to-back RBIs have now given them a 2-0 advantage. Waterbury now stepping on up. And with one down, has a chance to really help his cause here, as that one falls outside the zone, 1-0. And this is the 5th overall meeting between these two squads. That one sailing too far outside. Last time we were here on the broadcast was a doubleheader against a Center Point Urbana last season. So, you know what? Knew we had to get up to a game here, and certainly got a good one in store here for you. So the 2-0 delivery, and that one too low in the dirt here. We bring it all the way 3-0. We'll look to see if that means Waterbury with a green light here. On the end, the senior batting .271 with 36 total bases. He has 32 runs driven in on the season, so don't let that .271 mark fool you. That one does find its way into the zone here. So again, Liberty kind of rocking the base pass right now, finding ways to get on. And they have turned that into 2 runs here. So far 2 hits, 1 error, 2 runs. And now we get a walk here into the mix. Waterbury is sent onto the base pass here. So now Meyer stands on second, Waterbury at first, as that brings up Dallas Miller to the plate. Again, the conversation
Right
here
fielder,
from
number
Scott
2,
just has
Dallas
to be kind of, let's calm down. In the end, we got this. We can trust our offense, which certainly they can. And again, this is certainly not an insurmountable lead by any imagination. And of course, Iowa City Liberty knows that. So with the look, now the fire bunt attempt here, and that will be laid down near perfectly. The only play is no play at all. That one found its way in the Bermuda Triangle, so to speak, and in the end, that brings all bases full of Lightning. We got runners on first, second, and third now here yet again with just 1 down.
Third baseman number 3, Jordan Schroeder.
So Schroeder now stepping up. Miller on first, Waterbury on second, and Meyer standing on third. Big at-bat here. That one catches the outer corner just right. 0-1. On the season, Schroeder Jr. batting .333, has 29 overall hits. 8 of them have gone for extra bases, and that would certainly poke a hole into the lead here. That one catches just enough of the outer edge. 0-2. Nice break to that ball, and in the end, a chance to probably secure his first strikeout of the ball game. Look, and now the fire home, and he gets him to swing through that one on the outer edge. Strike 3 and out number 2. A big out number 2 there. First K of the game here for real. And now Reese Rettig, and now
Center
he gets
fielder
his chance.
number
First time up
16,
here.
Reese Rettig.
Rettig, a freshman this year, has had a ton of experience. 32 total bases. In the end, 12 walks, 17 runs driven in on the season. And now that pitch, first pitch he sees will be in there, 0-1.
He's throwing a lot of strikes.
He's only walked one guy.
Next pitch, that one, a nice slider. Tails it right in perfectly. And the number 8 batter looking at a dangerous 0-2 pitcher's count. Three hits so far in the inning for Liberty. I would love to add on something here in the pitch. That one gets shot foul, and we remain at 0-2. Again, Liberty takes Waterloo West in their postseason opener. Meanwhile, back here for Marion on Friday, they will take on Vinton Shellsburg. We, in our broadcast, we will be in Mount Vernon to watch the Mustangs take on the Central DeWitt Sabres. You can catch that right here, as that one couldn't find the zone here. Nice breaker, but unable to catch the inner half. We go 1-2. And again, you can catch that game, again, right here on the iSports YouTube page. So 3 hits, 2 runs for the Bolts. And the pitch, that one a little too far inside it goes. We bring it even at 2-2. It started with a Schmier error, or a reach by error, followed by a double, back-to-back RBIs, and a walk, bunt hit, and a strikeout have accumulated what has been for the Bolts here in this first inning. That one on a chopper. High chopper gets away from them. And in the end, that brings home 1 for sure. The throw home will make sure it is just 1. But that ball had some life on that late hop. And that got through the legs of Scott and Ray. And that finds its way into the outfield grass. And now we have it. A 3-0 advantage here for Iowa City Liberty.
Left fielder
We
number
trade
32.
one instance of bases
Lewis
loaded
Waterbury.
for yet another. 2 down. Bases are full of lightning as we go ahead and bring up the number 9 hole man in Lewis Waterbury. Strike 1 to start. Again, started right off with an error, and then so far there have been 4 hits total in this inning that have helped push across those 3 runs. 1 error.
Let's get this out of our system.
It's been a fast start for sure for the Bolts here. That one tails too far out of the edge. Nice job behind the dish as Scott keeps that one in front of him. And make sure to catch all of what we're doing across the social media scene here at the state tournaments coming on up the 21st to the 25th. That'll be a chance for you to catch up on interviews, conversations, analysis, and a whole lot more. So please get in there, get involved, and hopefully it's your team that ends up there. And we'll have a lot of coverage here, again, across both sides from Carroll and Sioux City. So the 1-2 delivery sails a bit high on them. We go and even it up 2 apiece. As we continue to roll, again, check out. We've got all kinds of storylines coming on up here for you across the state of Iowa, so plenty of chances to check up on what we're doing. Also, you can check up on our Mr. IA Baseball for each class watch list on rockfin.com or okfin.com/IA Baseball. And you could get your vote in on who you think should be, so make sure to message us as runners taken off. And the second strikeout of the game here for real happens in batter number 9.
For the Lightning in the
And
first,
so
Ray
with that,
Rogers
the
on 4
lineup
hits. There was
doesn't
one
go
Marion
through,
error. 3
but in the
runners
end,
left on
it's
base.
still 4 hits to poke across 3 runs, and it is a 3-0 advantage here early for the Bolts. And we'll be back after this right here on the iBaseball Network.
39 pitches.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown.
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor IABaseball.com. Please visit RDAFN.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the broadcast here as that one gets rocketed. First pitch here from the leadoff man for the Wolves, as Miller will take this first pitch and ambush it for a leadoff
The
single.
second baseman, number
Isaiah
1,
Scott now
Isaiah
getting a
Scott.
chance to head on up. So the first pitch, and again, Isaiah Scott right off the bat gets a chance to work it here. Scott so far on the season has had a heck of a junior campaign. 73 total bases, one of the top marks in Class 3A, batting .386, has 39 hits and 40 runs driven in on the season. As he takes ball 1 here with 1 runner on.
Horse is on the field. That's what's behind.
Keeping him honest over there at first. Again, Miller, one of those guys that truly is the flight risk in the best, and sometimes, according to who you ask, the worst way. 22 stolen bases on the season, and that one gets away, and he is free and off to second base. And now both teams can say they've had a runner in scoring position here in this first inning.
The landing spot of the mound.
And Scott, again, as we mentioned, over 70 total bases on the campaign. We'll see what's in store here this at bat. He takes that one low, and we go 2-0 with our count. So again, postseason for 1A, 2A already underway, and we've got the scoreboard here for you on social media scene across X, Instagram, however you want to catch up. We're there, and we have it all set. Also, a great chance to hit us up at rockfin.com. Once again, ROKFIN.com/IABaseball. So the 3-1 count. And they'll look him back there at second. Wisely done. Again, 20 stolen bases on the year for Miller. He's a guy that's really hard to get off the base pass, and he manages to, again, make defenses have a very, very hard time. So the look, and that one's a high chopper out there. And the pick, the fire to first will get him. Heck of a play out there in short by Hughes. In the end, the Wolves they'll take the trade-off. They get a runner at third now. And is Grayson Kirsch stepping on up to the plate. One of the biggest hitters in this lineup, and he has had a heck of a season. It's been fun to watch him go as the senior, batting .372, has 22 walks on the year, 26 total RBIs, I should say, 68 total bases, and 18 extra base hits to lead this squad. The 1-0 finds its way in there for strike one to even it up here. And again, we have a runner on third. Kirsch with a chance to add and help out his cause here. That one's fouled back. On the mound here is Meyer for the Bolts, as he's looking to try and help out his own cause here. Again, he's had a heck of a year, 19 strikeouts. Team's hitting .298 against him as he has gone 3-2 in his record. Sails that one just out of the zone. That one no go there, and of course, as we go ahead and bring you back here, the inning by inning count so far: 4 hits here for Liberty, 3 runs. It's a 3-0 ball game. The full count has now gone too high and outside. We go and we put a runner on first now, and we've got him on the corners here.
The catcher,
Just
number 4,
down
Elijah
as
Scott.
Kirsch is set down, or Kirsch is set onto first. Elijah Scott now stepping on up to the plate. Scott on the year has had a heck of a sophomore season, .432. Is continuing on with the Scott lineage, 45 total bases, 25 runs driven in on the season. And that one is shot, and that will find its way into the glove. Heck of a play. Nicely done. That was an absolute snag out there by Schmier, and he ends up holding it into the infield. In the end, they trade it, though, as Marion does poke across their first run of the game. And now we stand with just 1 runner on second with 2 down. So now Griffith stepping on up to the plate. It's a chance to get in here and help out his own cause here. The sophomore, .398 with the average. He sends that one up the middle. A nice pick and a fire across the diamond will get him. So a heck of a play by Hughes, who accounts for 2 of the 3 outs here in this inning. And in the end, Marion does scratch across a run to cut down into the deficit. It is a 3-1 ball game. And we'll get the chance to see how Liberty answers as we give a brand fresh new inning for you. The top of the lineup in Schmier, Reiners, and Hughes when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
I love doing it. We go to all the state events. We work at all the state events, and you wear your polo and people stop and talk to you, and it's just really great to connect with kids from other schools who are on the board, and then coaches, athletic directors who will see you at the events will stop and talk to you, and it's really neat.
You feel a bit of a weight and you're a voice for all athletes in the state of Iowa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Schmears back up as we get rocking and rolling here. And again, we get rocking with the top half of inning number 2. And this broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. As we'll go ahead and take a look inning by inning so far. 4 hits here for the Bolts, 1 for the Marion Wolves, and the score reflected 3-1 after 1. Into the second inning, here we go. That one tailing outside here, and we have a quick 1-1 count. And Schmear had reached on an error his first time up, later came around to score. And the pitch finds its way too far out of the zone there. We go 2-1 with the count here from Marion, Iowa. Heck of a backdrop here. Fun atmosphere. Again, great baseball lineage, a great baseball town. And again, we keep rocking 1 and 2. That one sends its way back. And we keep it now at 2 and 2. And as we mentioned, Schmear on the year has had, again, one of those years that we talk about, 41 singles out of 42 total hits. He does have an extra base hit, a triple, but in the end, he's not going to get a chance to do anything more with that, as he is set down on the 3rd strikeout of the game so far for real. And a much better start to this
number
one.
31, Pryor
As
Reiners.
now we get Pryor Reiners back up to the plate, who doubled and also scored in his first trip. Nice breaker, but apparently too far low. We go 1-0 with the count. Again, Reiners doubled his first trip up, looking to keep that rolling here today in the regular season finale for both of these teams. That a nice bunt that hugs the line perfectly, and in the end goes fair. The error there out at third, a mishap by Goodrich, ends up putting, once again, Reiners onto the base pass for the second time here in this one. That was a really hard play to make anyway, as you try and gauge that, where that's going to go down the line. In the end, it gets labeled an error here for the Wolves. That makes it their second of the game,
Cooper
as 2 runners for the Bolts have reached via error in this one. And now Cooper Hughes gets a chance with 1 runner on. That pitch nicely framed, but no go. In the end, we start at 1-0 here to Cooper Hughes, who had an RBI ground out in his first trip. One back-to-back RBIs for the Bolts in inning number 1. And the Wolves will be taking on Vinton Schellsburg in the postseason. To start the postseason, that is. They're looking for their 6th consecutive state tournament trip. There will be a toss to second base. Did they get him? They did. Heck of a throw. That's why you got the Cannon and Scott behind the dish right there, to make sure things like that don't happen often. Another throw out here for Scott, as Reiners is sent back to the dugout. Heck of a throw. And now Hughes will look at 2 down with a 2-0 count. Sends that one back, making it 2-1. See, that's how quickly things can change. And you look at teams who have really been on the good side of their record, have been in the high 20s for their win count. Normally you get to see some guy behind the dish who is absolutely rocking it defensively. And Scott has been doing that, and this has been a Coach Fish-led team that every year seems to have it on lockdown. So the 3-1 count here, and the pitch. That one no go, and we get a runner onto the base pass here. Second walk issued by Real on the day.
The pitcher, number
as the inning
4,
continues
Marion.
to stay alive for a pitcher-pitcher battle here as Meyer steps on up. He singled and drove in a run his first trip up. So a runner on first and 2 down. Try to get him to chase that one on the outer edge, 1-0. Get some balloons floating in the air here. I'm not talking about the fun those fun balloons for kids. There's interesting balloons up in the air here. It looks like a lot of fun. I haven't tried it myself, but man, it looks like a lot of fun. In the meantime, a 2-0 count here with a runner on. Real trying to get out of this one fairly quickly without a run. That one sends up high and trying to find it, track it down. In the end, it goes outside of play. And we just count it for a loud strike at 2-1.
He seemed pretty happy that he gave up his gear.
Oh, man, he motivated about 3 years ago.
And the Wolves at 23-7 overall. The Bolts standing at 29-9. Next pitch sent right back, almost in the same spot here. And we keep it at the 2-strike count.
Oh, sure, yeah. Why not?
And the Liberty Bolts have the edge in the series, 3-1. And this series started back in 2020. That one right back at their nice snag on the mound. And a heck of a play. That's how you make it look easy. In the end, it helps out their cause as no runs score. It's still a 3-1 margin as we will head into the next half inning for the Marion Wolves as they get 5, 6, and 7 due up when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
I love doing it. We go to all the state events, we work at all the state events, and you wear your polo and people stop and talk to you, and it's just really great to connect with kids from other schools who are on the board, and then coaches, athletic directors who will see you at the events will stop and talk to you, and it's really neat.
You feel a bit of a weight and you're a voice for all athletes in the state of Iowa, which is cool.
I think it's really cool. I remember reading the email and I'm like, oh, this would be something really cool to look for. It'd be good to talk to people that I want to get to talk to around the state. I get to see other people's opinions, kids from 5A schools, kids from small schools. I think it'll just be a really good opportunity for me. IHSAA represents so much that it's really cool that they have 2 girls on the board to bring a girl's perspective, because I think it's really important to be very diverse and get different opinions.
Schroeder.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have some updates in the lineup here for you on the defensive side for the Liberty Lightning. Reiners goes from behind the dish to third, and Meyer goes from pitching to catching. And Schroeder doing the duties now, pitching on the mound for the Liberty Lightning as we get rocking with a brand fresh new half inning here for you. And that one gets sent up high. And does it be playable? No, it just hits onto the dugout here for a loud strike one as we get things rocking and rolling here with the number 6 hole man in Cole Goodrich. And Goodrich on the season, having a strong year as well. That one sent left side, finds its way into the outfield grass, and he's chucking along first. He'll be headed to second. There will not be a throw in time, and that's how you start things off. Your Goodrich with a double, a stand-up ringing double here for him. As now he gets to stand on second.
First baseman number 12, Tate Ray.
That officially makes it his sixth double of the season. As we continue on here with Tate Ray and his first trip to the plate. So a good start here to the bottom of inning number 2 here for the Wolves, who find themselves trailing 3-1 and 4-2 in the hit column. That one's sent out of play, strike one. Ray, the sophomore on the year, hasn't had a ton of action, but in the end, still has 10 total bases, 5 runs driven in on the season. That one sent, and that one gets away from Meyer, as now we get a runner on to third. And another chance here for the Wolves. Last time they had a runner in that third, ended up scoring. So with this being that last game of the regular season here for both these teams, you're more than likely going to get kind of a pitching by committee effort here. So we are again already into the second inning, and the Bolts have gone to Schroeder. And as we mentioned, on the mound this season, that one gets a little bit away, and now we have a 3-1 count. Schroeder hasn't had anything recorded on the varsity mound here this season, at least according to Bound stats right now. No effective pitching, and so we're seeing his debut for the 2025 season here. And now he takes the count all the way full, 3-2. The next pitch, and that one's a hopper, a big hopper out there. The pick from short, and barely gets him in time. Heck of a play there. In the end, Hughes, he's got it there at the shortstop position, secures the out, but then in the meantime, a run does come on home here for the Wolves. They decrease that lead
Right
by
fielder,
1.
number 14, Colton Hollow.
Now Colton Hollow up to the plate for his first time. We've had a number of those high choppers out there. Hughes has had to capture 3 of those, and he has shown off his talent here. Heck of a play, made it look easy. That certainly gets starred in the scorebook for sure. Holub looking at a 1-1 count. They get 1-2. So where are you hearing us from? And of course, who are you cheering for? We'd love to hear from you. That one gets a shot left side, and that will be foul. That was a heck of an effort just to keep that one close here for Reiner. In the end, luckily for him, he doesn't have to do much else with it. Foul ball called. And the bottom of inning number 2. Already 1 run having crossed here in this inning. That one catches the outer plate, and that's the first strikeout of the game for Schroeder, first of his 2025 season. Now Dawson Goad stepping on up to the plate.
Hitter number 10, Dawson Goad.
And he's the DH here in today's contest, as we saw earlier in the pregame looks. And 2 down here. That one's not in there for ball 1. Goad on the season, 2,087 total bases on the year, getting one of his first varsity action starts here today. 1-1 delivery here, and now the pitch. That one right back up the middle, almost a snag, but a good look there at second will get them out and get out number 3. Smira ends up capturing out number 3, but not before the Wolves chip away. They now cut into the lead. It's 3-2 in favor of the Bolts. And when we come back, it'll be a chance here to see what's coming up with 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup for Liberty. We'll be right back right after this. Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here, got some more Marion Fever. Jamie saying good luck, Marion, as we go ahead and bring you back into the mix here. It's inning number 3. It's a 3-2 advantage here for the Bolts. But that has been after Marion has chipped away, and the first batter of the inning here in Waterbury sends that one on a fly out to center for out number 1. And that one gets sent right side, and another quick pitch as Dallas Miller is set down, as that one's a fly out to right. So with under 5 pitches, Reel is doing is on a reel.
The pitcher,
right?
number 3,
Too quick out here.
Schroeder.
And now Schroeder bringing up a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. He struck out the first time up that he saw Reel. That one too low in the dirt. Ball 1 starts us off in his second at bat of the game. As always, we invite you to give your thoughts more, and hey, hit us up. What do you think? What do you think of these teams on what is looking like state tournament trajectories for both of them? Again, they have been on absolute tears here in the 2025 campaign. Very fun to watch them battle it out. So with 2 down, that one sails just enough on the outer edge. Again, 2 down. That one has a nice break to it, but just sails a bit high as we bring you, once again, the inning-by-inning look so far. As we should have it at 2 hits, or 2 runs here. So 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors for Marion. Meanwhile, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Bolts. And we resume now with a 2-2 count and 2 down. Well, look now, the fire, and that one gets hit on a rope, but that'll be, luckily for Marion fans, out of play here. That was a heck of a hit. But in the end, Schroeder has to head back and try and keep the inning alive. So far, the Bolts have gone no less than 4 batters in an inning. That one sails a bit high, brings it now full. So again, 4 hits for the Bolts, 2 hits for the Wolves. It's a 3-2 narrow lead here for Iowa City Liberty. And that one gets hit up high, and that one's going. That one has a little meat on it. In the end, it comes down on the warning track as Griffin will capture it in the glove as a just shy of a home run out. And now as all 3 outfield spots recorded an out in this half inning, it is time for the Wolves to get their chance once again with the bats when we come back. And when we do come back, it will be the top of the lineup, Miller, Scott, Kirsch, when we return. Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here, I'll look once again at our inning-by-inning look here as we are into the bottom half of inning number 3. 4 hits for the Bolts, 2 for the Wolves. It's a 3-2 advantage for Iowa City Liberty as we continue to roll right along. And we get set now. We're back yet again to the top of the lineup in Jake Miller, who right off the bat got a hit early on in his first trip up to the plate. Officially now he has over 70 total bases on the year, 434 average coming into today's game, 44 hits with the one earlier here, as that one's too low for ball 2. And so that one goes 3-0, and now here's the look, the fire, the pitch, and catches the inside edge, right off the knees. 3-1. Scott and Kirsch due up next. That one and a nice shot that gets away from the first baseman there. Waterbury unable to capture that one.
Second baseman number
that
1.
That was a hard hit. I'm gonna go ahead and say that was definitely a hit, and it does seem like it is labeled a hit. And that's where we continue on. Again, that was as hard of a rope as you could probably get there. So rightfully so, Miller continues. 2 hits and 2 trips. That brings up Scott to the plate. He takes a look at strike 1 here. Again, I don't think Waterbury had much of a chance at that one. That was on a good rope, and here we sit. 1 runner on, and now he's taken off. There will be a throw. Will it be in time? Maybe, but in the end, that was so high that it ended up taking the defender off. In the end, Shamir had to leap high just to save that one from going into the outfield. And so with that, 21st stolen base of the year for Miller. Scott with the 1-1 look. He'll now watch it climb to 2-1. 2-1 is our count. We are in the bottom half of inning number 3. The Wolves have scratched across 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. That was following a 3-run top half of the first from Liberty. Liberty in the all-purple. And now the throw back. That gets away, and he's taken off to third. And he sure is. Miller will stand on third for the second time in this 2025 battle between these two teams. All to say nobody out, and he is back at third. And we've seen Miller there plenty of times. The 2-1 delivery, goes too far low. We now make it 3-1 our count. Again, the Wolves have continued to claw their way back here as they continued. That one is roped into left field. That will find the grass, and that will plate 1 run. It was only a matter of time here as in the end, poked across his first hit of the game. Scott brings in a run, and we are now all tied up at 3. Kirsch, who comes up, he walked his first trip. Again, the total base leader here of this squad. Watches that one sail outside here, 1-0. And a little bit of a similar look to how the first inning started. Miller gets on and then gets moved around. And of course, Scott officially now 1 for 2 on the day with that RBI single. And now we are all even, not only in the run column, but in the hits column, both 4 hits apiece for each squad. That one sails a bit high, but in the end, called a balk as we get a runner gets on over to second here. And once again, in scoring position goes Scott. So we will remain at a 1-0 count. And now the throw home. That one sails on him. Here we go 2-0. All knotted up at 3-3 with 4 hits each. And trying to nab the run over there at second. Couldn't grab him. And it's been 1 run each so far in the 3 innings for the Wolves. They have matched the 3-run top of the first for the Bolts. Now they look to fire and try to get them fishing a little bit there. In the end, Schroeder in a bit of a hole here now with a huge hitters count, 3-0. We'll see what the word is. Do we get a full swing through here? And the pitch, that one sails high, and a 4-pitch walk will now put runners on first and second here. Still nobody down. And the Wolves, after trailing 3-0 early, have stormed their way back to not only tie it up, but as Elijah Scott steps up to the plate with a chance to really break through here. Kirsch officially with his second walk drawn of the game. And looks like Coach Martinez might, depending on how things shake out, might end up having a change of guard on the mound here. We'll look to see what that might entail. In the end, we knew we were going to kind of get that a little bit of a pitching by committee effort here. And it looks like we do have a new pitcher to tell you about as we go ahead and bring up. Let me make sure that I have him here. It doesn't look like he also has any time on the varsity pitching mound.
Number 3, Schroeder went to third.
As Schroeder will head on over to third now. And again,
now pitching for the Liberty, number 31,
Ryder Reiners. Ryder
number
going
3,
from
Jordan Schroeder to third base.
Third, he will head on over, and he gets a chance. Again, another chance for guys to be getting their first shot on the mound here today.
He was Randy Reiners.
Reiners has not had a varsity pitched inning so far this season, so back-to-back go the Bolts as they try to keep it where it is. Right now it's been a storm-back effort from the Wolves as they have scratched across 1 run in each of the first 3 innings. And the hit total is all evened up at 4. And again, we start with nobody out here. All of our first 3 hitters have managed to reach the base paths. As we have Miller standing on third, Scott on second, and Kirsch on at first.
The catcher, number 4, Elijah
Now
Scott.
we go to the man behind the dish here, and Elijah Scott, who grounded out, but grounded in a run in his first trip. Certainly would love a hit here to connect and keep what has been a strong start to this inning here. And standing, we got runners on first and second. One run has already come on home here in the bottom of the third. That one sails a bit outside. Now runners will take off, and we get 2 runners. Now we'll get one heading on home. No one's covering. In the end, a great job there by Reiner to end up with the coverage there. Gets the out at third, and you can tell Coach Fish not quite enthused by that. But with him, it's always kind of that teaching moment. There's never it never goes too far. At least that's what I've seen anyway. Now Kerr standing on second here, and we do have one down. 1-0 count. That one's popped up and into the dugout here. So Scott thrown out at home, trying to score. Kerr standing on second. We do have one down, and we have a 1-1 count here.
Ball wasn't that far away from home.
No. Look, keep looking at second. Now a fire on home. That one gets shot out of play. Here we go 1-2. And both of these teams looking to make a deep postseason run, as I'm sure that they will. Marion's looking for their 6th consecutive trip here, dating back to 2018 anyway. It's been quite the run for them. They have had, again, several 20-plus win seasons. In fact, last year marked their 5th 30-plus win season, as they went 32-6 in 2024. 23 wins entering today's campaign.
A lot of guys just don't know the game very well.
And now the 2-2 look. Try and look off second from Kirsch, and now hit on home. That one gets hit high. That will be out there in shallow right center field. But coming on with the catch, and a heck of a one at that. And they'll secure it out there as Reddig will make sure that nobody advances, and that I.E. being Kirsch on second. So with Scott on the fly out here to center, brings up Griffith back to the plate. So far he has grounded out, but looking to add his first
Left
hit
fielder,
of,
number 2, Jaron
this game
Griffith.
here in 2025.
Friday he's going to have Becca tape it.
And now the look here, that one outside, and we get a 1-ball count here, 1-0. So as you can always make sure to check out, we have updates on every single day. Social media, wherever you can catch us, we have the updates on what happened the day before, scoring-wise, notable scores, and big-time highlights. So all that's going on there, a large part, not only what we can get, but help from you out there. So if there's any big highlight or stat line, anything big to note, we want to hear about it. Again, our mission is to highlight the players, coaches, and even umpires that make this game so great here in the state of Iowa. The 2-0 delivery, that one on a shot that finds its way into the gap there, and now we get another runner headed on home. The throw will not be in time or on line, as Kirsch will find his way coming across the plate, and we get the first lead of the ball game here for Marion. It's now 4-3. So on a big hitter's count, ends up poking across a hit. Griffith manages to get the Marion Wolves their first advantage here of this game.
Third baseman, number 24, Cole Goodrich.
The RBI double brings up Cole Goodrich to the plate, who has also doubled in his first trip. Still 2 down. And, of course, now the Wolves have the edge 5-4 and the runs edge 4-3. That one almost got him out there at third. The pick and the fire across, not in time. Nice effort there by Rangers at third. That kind of caught him up just a little bit. Got him, but in the end, he collected himself enough to make an attempt at the play. So you still got to give him credit there where credit is due. But meanwhile, the error is credited to the Bolts. And Goodrich is on to the base pass here with 2 down. Ray back up. He grounded out, but drove in a run his last time up, and that might just do it here. Fish is heading them around third and coming on home with the slide. And that will be in there. Griffith will score run number 5 of the game. And it has been a 3-run inning right now here for the Wolves. They now have the edge 5-3, and we're going to look to potentially have a newcomer into the lineup here. We have a runner standing on first and second. There are 2 down.
Now batting number 7, Bryson.
We'll get number 7 to step on up. Bryson Oberbrockling doing the duties now. The sophomore at 286, 8 total bases on the year. Has 6 hits, including a triple. So now he is tasked with trying to get things continuing on here. And Coach Fish, once again, rocking it for the Wolves in a legendary career. Already one that many coaches will strive for. As we get back and rocking here. So 6 hits total for the Wolves as they try and add on to that one. They have now stormed back. They have had 5 unanswered after Liberty took a 3-0 lead early. So the back and forth now continues on. The empty count here, and that one gets away from him. And now runners will move on up as Goodrich will stand as he gets rocking on third. Again, second and third now. One sails a bit high on him. We go now with a 2-0 count. And that one, a high chopper out there to short. A nice fire over there. Gets him for out number 3. And the bleeding does stop, but not before 3 runs pushed across. And now the Wolves lead 5-3 and 6-4 in the hit total. Hey, we'll be back with more as we get the chance to see how Liberty answers 8, 9, and 1 coming on up right after this here on the iBaseball Network. Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here, and appreciate you coming along for the ride as we take a look. And it is Reading getting the start here. An RBI single, his first trip up. Takes a look now. That goes to 2-0, and we'll take a look once again in our inning-by-inning look here. Again, 6 hits for the Wolves, 4 for the Bolts. It's a 5-3 advantage. Both teams with 2 errors up to this point. And as always, please, if you get the chance, like, subscribe, spread the word as we keep rolling here in the top half of inning number 4. It's a 3-0 count to the leadoff man as Real is back at it again here for the Wolves. Gets a strike in there for 3-1. So as always, check out rokfin.com/iabaseball. That's rockfin.com/iabaseball. That one inside too far anyway. That draws it 4 balls, no strikes, and we get a runner onto the base pass here as the leadoff man. Second time in this inning here for Liberty stands on first.
Left fielder number 32, Lewis Waterbury.
Now Lewis Waterbury struck out his first trip. Looking to get back at it here. He lays down a bunt and ends up pulling it back. In the end, it is strike 1. The corners have come in as a result, and it's double play depth for the middle infield for Marion. Trying to keep him where he is. Certainly, you know that a 2-run lead is never safe when it comes to Liberty. And again, this is a team that has found ways to win. Over half of their games over the course of the last 5 years have been won when it has been at least a 2-run advantage one way or another. So if they're in a 2-run ball game, they find ways to win. They can really, in fact, I think they found a niche in winning those close games. So 0-2 count, a slow roller out there to second. There is no chance but to go to first, and they do nab him at first. Meanwhile, we get a runner in scoring position here as Reading will find his way on second.
Second baseman
Waterbury
number 1,
is set down
Evan
for the second
Schmier.
time. Nice play there as we now bring up Schmier back to the plate. Officially 0 for 1, reached on an error back in the first, struck out back in inning number 2. Runner in scoring position, and the bunt attempt tried there. Pulled back, but there you go. It's strike 1. So it was a 3-run lead after 1 here. As we bring you the score-by-score update again. 3 runs after 1 in the top half of the first anyway for the Bolts as that one's fouled back. And the Marion answered with 1 more in each of the first and second innings before blowing it open with a 3-run third. And now we stand here in the 4th, and it has been all Marion since that top half of the first. And that has been our roadmap so far in the game, brought to you by RDA Financial. That one sends a bit outside here. Again, RDA Financial, I urge you to check them out because they know money, wealth management. They have personalized, innovative solutions for you to help get rolling in uncertain times. Got to check them out today because they're not just people that know money well, but they're community members. As runner taken off, and that one is drilled out there to right. And in essence, Martinez is sending them home. And that is another run crossing here for the Bolts. As they cut into that deficit, it is now 5-4. And of course, another hit into the column here. Schmier will officially pick up his first hit of the ball game to bring up Reiners back to the plate. So a score from second, and now we have a runner back at first for the Liberty Lightning. And that one's taken on the outside edge for strike 1. So 11 combined hits in this game, 6 of them belonging to Marion, 5 so far belonging to Liberty. Both teams with 2 errors apiece. And we have a 5-4 ball game. The 0-1, that one is a rocket shot. Nicely done on a stop, but can't get anything from there. Nice play out there by Scott. Excuse me, nice play by Scott. In the end, all he could do was keep that in. And we keep going here with runners on first and second.
The shortstop, number 8, Cooper Hughes.
I think he would have tried out the second, but he just couldn't.
Number 7 running again. Yeah.
So a heck of a play there. Excuse me. Heck of a play by Scott. In the end, it is labeled as as an error officially on the day. So with runners now at first and second here, the Wolves now credited with 3 errors on the game. Reiner stands on first. Schmier stands on second. That one gets fouled back here. We go from 0-1 to 0-2. Hughes representing the 5th batter of the inning. So far, he is effectively 1 for 1. Walked back in the second, or excuse me, 0 for 1, but drove in a run on a ground out back in inning number 1. So with 2 strikes, 1 down, Real still rocking it on the mound here for the Wolves. The Bolts have scored their first run since back in the top half of the first when we started the game. They have ended their 2-inning scoreless drought, and now we have just a 1-run deficit, 1-run lead, if you will, here for the Wolves. That one high and inside, ends up no swing through. Again, as we mentioned on the season, a heck of a year for the senior, as he was batting .360, OPS mark at .920. Just six batters in all of the state of Iowa have an OPS over 1,000. That one, just enough of it to send the runners on back, as the double steal is no-go, and we sit it right there at 1-2. Once again, Hughes with 45 hits entering today's contest. 36 of them singles, has 9 extra base hits, 26 runs driven in, but also does have 18 walks and make it 19 after his walk in the second. So again, we're looking to have our next broadcast come as Mount Vernon takes on Central DeWitt on Friday, as we will capture the postseason opener for 3A there. That one gets hit high, and that will not quite breach the outfield grass. In the end, it will be a nice catch out there by Scott as he secures out number 2. So when all is said and done,
The catcher,
Hughes
number
is
4,
set down to bring up the catcher in Braden Meyer to the plate. Meyer has gone 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out in the second, but also drove in a run back in inning number 1, part of the 3-run effort here for the Bolts. Right now they have scratched across a 1 run here in the top of the 4th, trying to regain the lead here. So with runners on first and second, trying to help out his cause is Meyer, who started the day on the mound, moved over to catcher. And still with the bat, trying to rock it and grab hit number 2. Here's the look and the fire. Nice breaker, catches the back end of that. Strike 1. So far, 3 strikeouts here for Real, all 3 of them coming in the first 2 innings. since then has been let it get in play, and it sure has. The 0-1 delivery here, now the fire. That one doesn't find its way. We split it up at 1-1 now.
Some of those pitches don't look bad from them.
And Marion will be taking on Vinton Shellsburg in their postseason opener right back here. Meanwhile, the Bolts back when they return home. The postseason play, they'll take on Waterloo West. The 1-1, that one's too far out of the zone. Again, gotta give a big shout out here to Mr. Double's leader in the career, in the single season career, for Trey White, out of Martinsdale St. Mary's. White officially picked up double number 31 earlier this week and has now secured himself as the single season doubles leader. And that is as counting now.
He's already set in his stretch, wasn't he?
Get a little bit of a time called here. That one, now we change and we move the lineup to 3-1. Again, White owns it with 31. He breaks Marshall Cohen's mark out of Solon with 30 back in 2010. So in the end, 15 years worth of the doubles lead for the Solon product officially broken here by, again, Trey White out of Martinsdale St. Mary's. And with that walk, we bring things all the way full of bolts. We've seen this happen once in this game already. Coach Fish coming on out, and he may end up making a change here. We'll see. In the end, both of these teams going to try and conserve some of their top arms as you go into postseason, and, rightfully so. Again, as we mentioned earlier, Trey White has officially etched his name into the single season doubles record at 31. That was back earlier this week. He's looking to add more for sure. Again, that breaks Marshall Cohen's out of Solon's mark of 30 that was held back since 2010.
First baseman number 11.
Again, heck of an outing there. As we'll get a pitch running change here at first. We'll give you the number and name here once we get it. But in the meantime, we move on to Mason Waterbury, who's stepping on up. 0 for 1, walk back in the first.
Most umpires will.
And in the end, you get kind of that not typical way to find a way to score a run as we even it up. As the free allowance onto the base pass now pushes one run across, and we're tied back up again. It's all fives. So Waterbury hit by pitch there sends
fielder
a
number
runner
2, Dallas Miller.
across the plate once more, and it is all tied up. That brings up Dallas Miller to the plate. He is at a bunt single back in the first, and since then has officially gone 1 for 2 as that one's in there for strike one.
Especially in the major leagues, I think.
So the Bolts have now added 2 runs in this top half as they've clawed their way back here. They started with a 3-0 lead and then saw 5 unanswered runs from the Wolves. And now they've answered with 2 more runs of their own. It's still 11 hits with Marion leading 6-5. All things knotted up in the run column. Marion has the edge in errors, though, 3-2. So the 0-2 and the pitch. That one on a rocket out there to short. And a little mishap in the end. Is another run coming on home here for Iowa City Liberty as they have retaken the lead here. They now have a 6-5 advantage here. That was a real difficult play as he was shading third base side. Hard to do much
Third baseman number 3,
with
Jordan
it.
Schroeder.
In the end, it allows the bases to remain loaded and a run. And again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the little mishap there. Love technology when it works. And when it doesn't, certainly makes it a little interesting there as well. But again, thanks for jumping on here with us. As we will have a new pitcher in store here for you. So again, anybody out there, if you can't quite catch, those who can catch us, let us know how things are rolling here. And we have a new pitcher to tell you about here for the Marion Wolves. As it looks to be Carson Flamel, number 15, a junior with a 2-1 record through 11 2/3 innings pitched. He has 10 Ks on the year so far. Teams hitting 200 against him. And Reels officially, his day is 16, done. After 3 2/3 innings worth of work, he has 3 strikeouts under his belt. But he will leave with inherited runners on every single base. And again, recently it was a walk for Schroeder that ended up keeping things rolling and bringing home another run. It's now 7-5 in favor of the Bolts as they have now batted through the lineup. Redding with his second chance here in the 4th inning. Sends that one high and into center field, but it will be backpedaled and caught out there by Kirsch. But in the end, 4 runs have come home in the top half of the 4th. Not only did the Bolts secure a tie, but they blew ahead to now a 2-run advantage. It's 7-5, and we'll get the chance now to head on into the bottom half of the inning right after this on the IA Baseball Network. Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insulites, the LED flashing. Hey ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here, the batting donut. I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again, as always, for keeping with us. And again, giving your thoughts and more. We have our inning-by-inning tracker here once again, as it looks like this, all knotted up at 6 hits. Meanwhile, the edge in the run column goes to Iowa City Liberty. And they
leading off for the Wolves, the designated hitter, number 10,
Marion,
Dawson
2 from Iowa City Liberty as we get rocking and rolling once again. And as we start things off, first pitch seen by Goad will be a nice play out there as the infield for Liberty once again continues to shine, as that ground out now is a quick one at that, a first pitch ground out. And one down here early on brings the top of the lineup back here. As
The
we get
shortstop,
Jake
number
Miller
3,
once
Jake
again.
Miller.
Miller so far has been impossible to get out. 2 for 2. He's singled and has scored in all 2 trips so far. Also has a stolen base under his belt, as that one is too low for ball 1.
See the umpire? Turned his head like this, and the ball hit him. Yeah, it's like, you ever turn your head,
Again, Miller. Jake Miller, a Southeastern Community College commit here, headed to play for Stindwin and, of course, the Blackhawks after, again, they've had several strong runs, strong postseason runs, an at-large bid in the World Series here this past season. Again, Miller committed to Southeastern and headed on to Burlington following his time here. In the end, we have a 2-1 count here to the leadoff man. And the pitch swung through. I could not come up with that. We go to and even it up at 2-2. And with that, we now bring it all the way full at 3-2. Miller has reached both times he's come on up. He calls time here. This was a team that came just one batter away from batting through the lineup here, and that one is a big one at that. The leadoff man, who has been unable to be set down this game, is set down on strikes. First one of the game here.
Second baseman, number 1, Isaiah Scott.
Now Isaiah Scott stepping on up here to the plate. Again, Reiners with his first K of the game. Bringing up Scott, who has singled and drove in a run and also grounded out in 2 trips. That one is sent high. That one's got some muscle on it. That will go all the way to the wall, and off the wall it goes. And with a stand-up double here, heck of a play here, Isaiah Scott ends up with his second hit of the ball game, and this time it goes for extras. That one was just squared up nicely, and in the end, it was destined to find somewhere
Center fielder,
on the grass.
number 6, Grayson Kirsch.
And now Grayson Kirsch steps on up to the plate. For Scott, that marks his 13th double of the 2025 season. So the empty count goes 1-0. Kirsch has not had a hit this game, but he also hasn't been void of the base paths. 2 straight walks have put him on. He has also scored, and that's where we sit right now with a 1-0 count. And the Wolves, who did have a lead after a big 3-run third, now find themselves down 7-5. And that one gets away, but not far enough. That's why you back up the play. Reddick with a good job to keep them there at second. This is a Marion squad that's been pretty good when it comes to the base pass. In the end, 68 stolen bases on the season. So the 1-0 delivery sails too far outside. Draw it now 2-0. Again, 4 combined runs in inning number 1. And from there, 4 more runs for the Wolves gave them a 5-3 lead. But since then, 4 runs in the top half of this inning has given Liberty not only a tie, but the regaining of the lead. as they take this and now have the advantage 7-5. And meanwhile, both teams came into this inning all knotted up in terms of the hit column. That one a shot right side. A good one at that, as a nice play by Waterbury defensively will secure the out.
Balls in the fourth. No runs on one hit.
And in the end, it's one of the few
base.
scoreless innings that we have had here as we continue to roll. In the end, it is still a 7-5 advantage here for the hometown Wolves, as they will take their one hit and no runs in this half inning into the next. We'll get the fifth inning coming on up, and we'll do so with 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Bolts right after this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Hey, welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a brand fresh new inning for you. We get the fifth inning rocking, and we've had plenty of scoring here for you.
Defensive changes.
Again, 3 runs in the top half of inning number 1 gave early lead here for the Bolts.
To third base.
And then it was another addition for the Wolves as they scored 5 unanswered following that. But then again, here in the fourth, top half anyway, it has been the Bolts to add 2 more, and now they get 4 more, and now they get the chance right again to try and add to that lead. They're looking to hold a lead as they went 3 innings with a lead, or 2 1/3 with a lead, trying to extend that here. As that one's in there for strike 2. So the 2-strike count as the leadoff man is getting rocking and rolling here again. Waterbury 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. His team finds themselves up 7-5 despite trailing in the hit column there. That one is in there for a strike. And again, first strikeout of the game here for the next man up here for Marion Wolves.
Second baseman, number 1, Evan Schmier.
Again, Frommelt picking up his 11th strikeout of the season. As now we go 1 down, and we continue on with the top of the lineup. Schmier back up. He is officially 1 for 2. Reached on an error in the first, had an RBI single back in the fourth. And that time he'll get a little bit of a rough path onto the base pass there, but in the end, he finds his way on first yet again. That would make it his 3rd time. But let's hold up here. What he thought was being hit by pitch in the end is claimed that it is not. So take that back. He does not get a free trip to the base pass. Instead, it's a 1-1 count. I'm out with the deal, and that one will be a little bit of a poke out there in the left field. That will find its way right in front of Griffith. As regardless, however it happens, he gets back onto the base pass. I guess it was just destiny. As Schmier ends up with his 2nd hit of the ball game. And so we continue on. 1 down here in the top half of inning number 5. We go back to the number 2 hole man, and Pryor Reiners back to the plate. He's had 2 hits in today's game, a double and a single. Also reached for error. That one struck out there to second, and now they exchange to first, not in time. A heck of a double play attempt. Nice play out there at third. That's how you field the position, and that's how you get two down here. So Smear is set down at second, and Reiner is with the fielder's choice, standing on first as we now bring up the shortstop and Cooper Hughes, who has driven home a run on an RBI groundout, has walked and popped out in 2 trips. He catches strike one on the outer edge. That one couldn't quite catch the zone there. Again, the look here, 7 hits for the Wolves, 6 for the Bolts. 7 runs for Liberty, 5 here for Marion. The 1-1 delivery, that one too far out of the zone. Now it's a hitter's count, 2-1.
I'm sure he'd probably prefer not to be put out.
So with the next pitch, that one can't quite catch the zone there. Again, Fromell in his 2nd inning right now. Has a strikeout under his belt. 11 total on the 2025 campaign. Officially, overall, he is 2-1 in his time. He's had 4 games, 1 start. Again, he came into this game with 11 2/3 innings under his belt. And now trying to get back at it. Trying not to lose the batter at 3-1. That one gets sent out there into center, into right center is it tailing, and in the end down into the glove of Kirsch for out number 3.
For the Lightning in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors,
foul.
1 runner left on base.
Despite runners onto the base paths here, nothing going, 1 runner left to hit, but in the end, all she wrote was a 0 on the scoreboard, and we continue to roll on in the bottom half of the inning, and it will be 4, 5, and 6 due up next when we get rocking right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in here to the broadcast. Brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. They make all these broadcasts possible, and they are your go-to. Already, Galena, Illinois is a fantastic place to be. If you get the chance, I urge you to check out more of what they got. It includes the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse. Absolutely fantastic dining experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed heading on there. They do everything right to a T, and they will make sure that you leave happy. The Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse, helping to present us with multiple camera looks throughout the 2025 season and beyond that. Because regardless, in however you look at this, it is a season that has been has its ups and downs for sure, but this could probably go down as one of the more exciting seasons to date. And 2025, once again, has not disappointed. We continue to roll right along here. Again, both teams
Now catching for
Rocking
the
with
Lightning,
7
number
hits in
31,
this ball
Briar
game as we
Myers.
go ahead and bring you the inning-by-inning look here once again. Again, it
Leading off for
is
the
the
Wolves, the catcher, number 4,
7-5
Elijah
advantage here.
Scott.
Both teams, 7 hits, 5 combined errors in this one. And that one is a rope out there, but on the run with a heck of a catch is Hughes. We've seen him make a number of those plays right now. And Scott set down on a kind
Left
of a
fielder,
rope
number
right
2,
there.
Jaron Griffith.
One that you honestly just have to tip your cap at. As the lineout brings up Griffith back to the plate. Griffith came around to score his last time up. He also drew an RBI double back in third. He is officially 1 for 2 on the day. So again, your comments, thoughts, more, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. In the grand scheme of things, this is all about your experience as well. So please make sure to continue to give your thoughts, comments, more. And that includes across the week where you can nominate your performance of the week. And of course, on Facebook every single day, or every single week, I should say, you can nominate and vote on your performance of the week. Voting goes a long way in determining who is the performance of the week. Just go ahead, get your votes in, but also get your nominations in beforehand. Again, every High and Tight show, either Monday or Tuesday, we go ahead and announce the winner, along with some highlights, some of my thoughts, and of course, some really great conversations, including the one with Logan Bierke out of Ames, Iowa. He ended up having Tommy John repair
24,
surgery
Cole
at the
Goodrich.
end of last year, has worked his way up to being in playing shape for the beginning of the season, and he has, it has looked like he has not missed a beat. You know, he may not be pitching in the near future, but he is at it, and he is headed to Southwestern after his time in Ames, and I got to tell you, you can't ask for a better competitor like that. His full conversation is right here on the IA Sports YouTube page. Just head up High and Tight for Week 8, and we'll be right there. Really fun conversation. So in the dirt, low, and we start with a 1-0 count here. Cole Goodrich, up to this point, has struck a double, but in the end, he has been onto the base pass 2 times, reached via error back in the third. Next pitch will not find the zone, 2-0. Runner on first, the pitch. That one sails out. And we increase it 3-0. And a new pitcher here to talk to you about. And Karsten Triggs, the senior, with 11 games under his belt, a perfect, unblemished 3-0 record. Has 5 Ks, 4 earned runs, 11 hits against him, team sitting 212. So on the line right now for him is the continuation of that unblemished record. Right now, a little bit in jeopardy with a runner on and 1 down. The next pitch is a huge hopper out there, slow roller to short. Hughes with the pick, and heck of a fire from him. The nice snug glove ends up helping him out there. Good defensive play. Secures out number 2.
First
Meanwhile, we do
12,
get a run
Tate
on to
Ray.
second base. And now that brings up Tate Ray back to the plate. He has struck an RBI in each of his 2 trips. An RBI ground out in the second, an RBI single back in the third. That one's fouled back here. 0-1 we roll.
This is different than the other night.
So far in 5 innings worth of work, there have been 3 lead changes up to this point. That one on a slow chopper out there, the third off the grass, and a nice throw over there to first. Dropped. Waterbury dropped that one, That was a heck of a throw out there at third. Nicely played. In the end, Schroeder's throw goes for naught. And a runner back onto the base pass.
Third baseman number
Now
14,
on the corners here for the
Colton
Wolves
Hollow.
with 2 down. So another error on the game as we get right back at it here with Colton Hullub, who didn't bat in the last time the 8 spot came around. So officially he is 0 for 1. As we have Ray standing on first and Griffith on at third. One attempt tried to lay down there. 1-0, here's the count. 3 runs for the Bolts in the top half of the third and answered by 5 unanswered and for the Wolves up through 3 innings. Top of the fourth was a big one for Iowa City Liberty with 4 runs, and that has given us our 7-5 look right now. Both teams with 7 hits apiece, and we have a 2-run advantage here for Liberty. But that is in jeopardy. There are 2 down, but even a 2-0 count going to be hard to try and work your way out of this. The delivery, that one is finding its way in there 2-1. And Triggs up on the mound. 5 strikeouts entering his time here. Sends that one too low. We bring it 3-1. Again, this has been a back and forth game. Like I said, 3 lane changes. The Bolts have had 2 of those. No inning has no inning has ended up in a tie. So here we are. It has been a back and forth battle. Someone has had the lead throughout this. The Wolves looking to etch their way in as the Bolts lead the series 3-1. Triggs with the look. He'll fire on home, and he'll get one past there. Nice throw to challenge him up. And he obliges, and an empty swing brings the count full at 3-2. The full count and the delivery from Triggs. And he catches the outside corner. His first strikeout of the ball game comes in a big-time fashion. Sets down the threat for Marion.
In the 5th, no runs, no hits.
And that's how we go. We have no hits in that inning, no runs pushed across. And that is how we wrap up the bottom half of inning number 5. It's still a 2-run advantage here for the boys in purple as we now move on to the 6th inning. And coming on up here for the Bolts, Meyer, Waterbury, Miller coming on up right after this.
Sportsmanship.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Now batting number 4.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. Hey, thanks for taking the time to join us here on a wonderful Wednesday night. Beautiful night here in Marion, Iowa. That's the backdrop for our 3A, 4A battle 6th-ranked Marion battles up against 8th-ranked 4A foe and the Bolts of Iowa City Liberty. Meyer is up back to the plate. So far, he's one hit in the contest, a single back in the first.
So who's in right then?
Ethan Cole.
Ethan Cole. Ethan Cole.
He's not on the roster.
And we know that Ethan Cole is doing duties out there in right field. A little bit of an inside track here as we have third base scooched right on the edge of the infield grass here. Meanwhile, everyone else is deep back near the outfield grass. The 2-0 count to Meyer now draws up to 3-0. So Meyer's leading off the inning here. First time he has done that, and he looks at a 4-pitch walk and gets on rather quickly here. Not swinging the bat, his second time onto the base paths. And now that brings up Waterbury back to the plate.
Postseason number 11.
He's had eventful 3 at-bats. He has walked, flown out, and has been hit by a pitch to drive in a run. And that's where we sit right now. He has a chance to continue on. Nobody out, 1 runner on. Making sure that nothing happens on the base pass here is very important. Both of these teams are, they can be efficient when it comes to stealing bases and putting the pressure on the defense for sure. That one catches the outer zone. Here we start the at-bat 0-1.
He played level 3? Or what was? He played for you?
And now from the dish, that one is a heck of a throw by Scott. We mentioned his arm before. He's thrown out a runner already at second today. He has shown his ability. This is a team that's really high up in there, in the top 15 in terms of putouts and defensive efficiency. Again, kind of unorthodox that we see 6 errors in one game. Again, not all credited to the Wolves, but in the end, this is normally one of those surefire teams when it comes to, well, both of these are surefire teams defensively. And now that one from Farmout goes too far inside, and that's a hit by pitch. Second here for Marion pitching in the ball game. So we start with a walk and continue with hit by pitch. Still nobody out. The Bolts already have a 2-run lead after not only wiping out a deficit, but adding
right
that
fielder
into
number
a
2
back
at Dallas Miller.
in inning number 4. It's the same inning that they batted through the lineup to get to plate 4 runs. And again, take what was a 2-run deficit into a 2-run advantage, or tie game into a 2-run advantage. That one sent foul. Nicely done to play that one. In the end, that's kind of how you want to play it there. You really don't want things going too far. Colton Hulla played the position well. You want to react to it as it goes out and give yourself new life, and at the defense as well.
He couldn't hit a curveball if he set it on a flat.
So the 0-1 count here, still nobody down with 2 runners on. And the bunt attempt laid down, and there will just be 1 attempt out there. And the throw to first from Farmout will be successful. In the meantime, the Bolts trying to add more. They put runners on second and third now with 1 down.
Third baseman number 3, Jordan Schroeder.
Jordan Schroeder back to the plate. He walked home a run back in the 4th. Again, part of that 4-run inning for Iowa City Liberty. Looking for his first official hit of the ball game, though. So 1-0 Runners on second and third. We have Meyer on third. Waterbury standing at second. From out with the fire. That one gets away, but not far enough. Scott, nicely done to keep that within distance here still. That moves up to 2-0. So we've had 3 lead changes up to this point. Started off, as that one's in there for a strike, started off with a 3-0 advantage after half an inning from Iowa City Liberty. And then that held 3-2 after 2 innings worth of action. And then in the third, as that one's fouled back, 2-2. And then from that 3-2 mark, it was 3 runs in the bottom half of the third for Marion to take advantage and capture their first lead of the ball game. Since then, though, it has been all Iowa City Liberty. Again, those 4 runs in the top half of the fourth. It was not only struck across their deficit, but changed that from a deficit into a lead.
That's what they did to Jared last year.
That one flared out, right side, not playable. We once again remain all knotted up. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and 2 runners on. Waterbury stands at second. Myers are looking at third.
All your baseball stuff ready. You gotta come with this. He's sitting on the couch. He's at my house.
So now the look and the fire again. That one, he thought he actually had a walk headed his way, but in the end, a strikeout there for Frommelt, making his second of the game.
Center fielder, number
Much
16,
needed out number
Reese
2 there. And now a threat of not coming through there. That one shot up, and a good play by Scott. The throw gets just offline. That plates 1. In fact, now plates 2. The error is costly. And now that's 2 more runs onto the board here for Iowa City Liberty.
His game's off tonight. He's had 2 errors.
So 9-5 as the error is costly.
That's an out.
Should have been.
Jeez.
Just make a normal throw.
So 2 runs have scored. 9-5 error, and
Left
again,
fielder, number 32,
that is error
Lewis
number
Waterbury.
5 on the day here for Marion. As now Waterbury stepping on up to the plate. Waterbury has gone 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts under his belt. Starts his 4th at bat, 1-0. Runner on second. Again, that was Rettig after Rettig officially started the game with an RBI single, had walked, flown out, and then on that throwing error, made his way over to second. And in the process, once again, 2 more have scored. And as this has opened up now, the throw out to second applied, but the tag a little too late there. So now we stand at 9-5. At one point, it did seem like Marion was really taking charge of it. Again, they had 5 unanswered runs at one point, and now it's 6 unanswered here for Liberty. One sails too far out of the zone here. We draw at 3-1. And we stand at 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one, another high chopper out there, middle infield. Eats him up a bit, but nice play to stay with it. Oh, man. That was a hard play to say safe on. Man, you want to try and give it to him. Heck of a play out there. Miller did all he could and more on that one. That was a heck of an effort in the end. That is credited to a man onto the base pass once more. And we go runners on the corners here for Liberty.
Yeah, he misplayed it.
And
the first hop in the air.
Second baseman number 1, Evan Schmier.
Looks to be credited here. We'll look to get the official word. That is labeled as an error. That one, a slow roller out there. Nice pick and fire. No go on that one. So the small ball work played perfectly there. Schmier back onto the base pass here. He drives home the 10th run of the ball game here for Iowa City Liberty. So now Pryor Reiner's back up to the plate.
Pryor Reiners.
He has doubled, reached base twice on 2 errors and a fielder's choice, so he's found his way on every time he's come up to the plate. So in the end, a near heck of a play that did not result in the out. I think you'll be pointing back to that. Miller's heck of an effort there goes for naught. And as a result, the very next at-bat, in the end, the Bolts end up picking across the 3rd run of the inning, 10th of the game overall, as they have now doubled this game here. They lead by 5. Still 2 down, and a chance here. There's been kind of a 2-out rally going here for Iowa City Liberty. That one sent back foul.
And then 15 feet over the first. And then they start scrolling through.
So we have 3 runs here, and the top half of inning number 6. It has now been 7 unanswered here for Iowa City Liberty. And now the look and the fire here. That's a high chopper out there. Miller with the pick and a fire on first, and no go there as well. A heck of an effort, but again, cannot do it. And that loads the bases full.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He wouldn't have thrown it.
So in the end, that was a close one there. That's another hit here for the Bolts. They now put runners on every single base here. It's all juiced full of lightning. They now have 8 hits on the day so far. That's 15 hits overall.
The shortstop, number 8, Cooper Hughes.
Again, the errors count here in favor of Marion here. 6-2. That one's hit high out of play. Strike 1 to Hughes, who's back up to the plate after driving in a run in the first inning on a ground out. Walked back in the second, and has since popped out and flown out. Takes a look at strike 2 on the outside edge. Hughes has had some really strong defensive plays here today. He's also helped himself out with the bat, as I mentioned, starting the scoring off early in the top half of the first. And the 0-2 delivery, that one, nice job on the backstop there. Heck of an effort here as Scott officially secures that one. And in the end, we still have to continue on with the at-bat 1 and 2. Marion looking for their 24th win of the season. Meanwhile, a win for the Bolts as that one is shot over the third and gets by him. 1 run has come on home. There will be a throw, but not in time. 2 more runs on the error have given a 2-run up here for the Bolts now as they lead this one by a 12-5 mark. So the error proves costly here, and 2 runs score as we continue on. The second time now that the Bolts have batted through the lineup as we bring Meyer back to the plate, who walked to start this inning. We have runners
Now
on
batting number
first
4,
and second here. Again,
Marion.
another, by my account, another game with a multi-batting around through the order here for Iowa City Liberty. One too far, low and inside, evens it up. What ended up being a 5-3 advantage after 3 and looked like it was all Marion has turned into a 9 unanswered streak for Iowa City Liberty as that one's tailed up too high. There's been several miscues on the defensive front here for Marion, uncharacteristic like by all means. They now have 7 errors on the game. By my account, one of their season high marks. As that one's sent back. This is one of those that, regardless of how this pans out, you shake it off, head on into the postseason, and look to make it back again as they look to seek their 6th straight state tournament appearance. That one on a little bloop shot out there to center. It'll find its way into the gap there, and we get a run coming on home here for the Bolts once more. Make that yet another. It is now 13-5, and this game has got well out of hand as Iowa City Liberty has plated 6 runs here in the top of the 6th. We've got runners on the corners here. Coach Martinez's squad has been big and then some here as Meyer officially plates his 2nd run driven in of the game. He is now officially 2 for 5 on the day as we bring up Mason Waterbury, who has walked once, been hit by a pitch twice. One of those delivered a run back in the 4th. And yet again, for the 5th batter, we've had 2 out. And Marion just has not gotten that critical out number 3 that they need at this point. And now from the 0-1 count, here's the dish. That one on a chopper out there to Miller. He'll fire to second to get the force out. That one is completed. And that is how we wrap up the inning. But not before a monumentous inning for the Bolts.
6 runs on 2 hits.
They have just 2 hits in the entire slate of that half inning. But what it amounts to is still 6 runs. So efficiency being the name of the game there. And in the end, they hold a massive 13-5 advantage as we head into the bottom half of the inning. Trying to claw their way back here, Marion will look at Gowd, Miller, and Scott when we return right after this here in the bottom half of the 6th on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, everybody, got something special for all you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online or hit them up at sweetenorswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get rolling here, the bottom half of inning number 6, as we go ahead and give you our inning-by-inning tracker once again. Brought to you by Casmium Sports here, and it looks like this. The 6 runs in the 6th inning here for the Lightning have given them and blown open a huge lead. It's now 13-5. The Bolts have 9 hits compared to 7 here for Marion. Marion with an unorthodox number in the error column, 7 errors on the game. And as we continue on, they're going to try and fight their way back, and they're going to start doing so with a number 9 hole man. And Dawson Gow to the plate, 0 for 2 in 2 trips, but certainly would love to change the course here.
Who's this batting for us?
As we rock and roll, want to remind you that High and Tight comes your way every Monday and Tuesday. You'll be able to catch up on some big highlights across the state, Player of the Week performance winners, and of course, you get a really fun conversation along the way. This week included Logan Bierke out of Ames, Iowa, and his comeback from a UCL Tommy John repair surgery. The pitch sends it high and out of play it goes. And we even it up at 1 apiece. And a new pitcher to tell you about on the mound here for the Bolts. And Reagan Kopke is that one sent high, and that was in just catching the outfield grass, but on to spearhead it with the glove and get the out, as that is out number 1, registered by Shamir once again. As now we see Marion, and they're getting down to their final few outs here. And as we go from the bottom of the lineup to the top of the lineup, Jake Miller, he shoots that one right side. And a nice attempt out there in right field. And that's a heck of an outing, heck of an effort, I should say, as that will secure 2 quick outs in a matter of 2 swings.
Second baseman number 1, Isaiah Scott.
And now 2 quick down. Isaiah Scott stepping up to the plate, 2 for 3, a single and a double under his belt. Drove in a run back in the 3rd as well. And this is certainly not what you need after you just saw the other team plate 6 in the top half of this inning to already be down 2 outs here. And that one is shot with a nice look over the shortstop here, as Hughes, all he can do is with a hop watch it fall into the outfield grass for yet another hit for the Wolves. Mark that the 8th hit of the game here for Marion. Scott picks up his 3rd of the ball game, and Grayson Kirsch stepping on up. He hasn't had a hit here, but has been a factor here. He's walked twice. That one falls in for strike 1. Working fire, that one falls outside. And Kopke on the year has 3 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. Not a ton, just 2 appearances on the season. Keeping them honest over there at first. And this is a team that came into the battle with 68 stolen bases. They've already had a couple here in this game. A nice swing comes up empty. And Kirsch down to his final strike here in this at-bat. 2 down, there is a runner on. And the pitch tried to get him fishing, but he says he's on dry land. He ain't going fishing today. 2-2 now the count.
Somebody's down there doing it.
2 runners have been knocked out in a matter of 2 pitches here. Pop out and a fly out, and now with the swinging strike, that makes it out number 3. And just like that, we have gotten through 6 innings. And after a 5-run unanswered streak for Marion, they have now gone 3 unanswered, unable to poke across a run ever since that big 3rd inning. And so for them, it's down to their final 3 outs and trying to keep a hot bat in the Liberty Bolts scoreless here. We'll see if that can happen when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online, or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. And thanks again, once again, for tuning in. This has been a heck of a ball game that has had 3 official lead changes. It has been a huge back half of the game for Iowa City Liberty, as they have now scored 10 unanswered, looking to try and add on to that mark. Dallas Miller. As we get rolling here, and Dallas Miller stepping on up to the plate. Again, Liberty has gone 2 innings where they've batted around through the order.
I got a nice, my younger brother Eddie, he lives out in Fairfax.
In the top half of the 7th here, and the broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. I urge you to check out all that they have to offer and more. It truly is a great experience, and you will not be disappointed by what they've got going on there. That one is struck high, and that gets Kirsch backing up a few steps. He'll end up catching it for out number 1 on the fly out to center. And now Jordan Schroeder back up to the plate. He has recorded an RBI on a walk back on the 4th, but hasn't got an official hit here in this one. Inning by inning ticker will bring you back up here as that one is chopped. And a nice play out there at first from out with a good effort there. And in 2 pitches, 2 outs here, kind of mirroring what we saw in the last half inning. That brings up Reese Reddick back to the plate. He reached on an error back in the 6th, and 2 runs scored in that at bat. He's also driven in a run back in the 1st, walked, and flown out. Next pitch is shot, and that will find its way into that Bermuda Triangle as Miller was trying to track it down. But a bloop single will find its way for yet another hit. Make that 10 hits in the ball game here for Liberty. As they get a runner on to first. And now that'll bring up Waterbury, or excuse me, a new
batting number 7, Evan Kelch.
Evan Kelch back up to the plate for his first time here. The senior batting 194 with 11 total bases, 7 hits on the campaign. And the next pitch, that one's in there for a strike as we take a look at the inning-by-inning look here. And 13 runs to 5 here for Liberty, who have poked across their 10th hit of the ball game. Errors massively on the wrong side here for Marion. 7 errors on the game. That one in there for strike 2. This has been a back and forth battle. We haven't had anybody's primary pitching staffs up to this point. We've had a lot of pitching by committee. 3 pitchers here in this game have not had varsity action up to this point. So it was a game in which we knew we might have a little bit of a shootout. In the end, that shootout is favoring Iowa City Liberty. That one just scoots by. Trying to lay out of danger there. Brings it now full at 3-2. Now with a runner on second. It's a chance for, once again, a run to potentially, I guess I'm not going to talk here, as that one goes in. And the first at bat here for number 7 in Kolsch. He ends up getting onto the base pass here via hit by pitch. So now runners at first and second with 2 down. And last time we saw 6 batters come on up with 2 down, and that ended up leading to 6 runs in the last half inning for the Bolts. So if you're Marion, certainly you don't want to see that happen yet again. The Bolts, the Lightning, I should say, of Iowa City Liberty have made the most out of their hits so far. They have out-hit them 10-8. And they have outscored the Wolves 13-5. They've also outdueled them in the error category. 7 errors, arguably one of the worst defensive nights of the 2025 season here for Coach Fish's team. That one hits them. And Frommelts has not only gone from a fairly decent 2 quick outs in the inning, but he has now drawn it to a full loaded case here. So back to back. So a hit by pitch and a walk. Have now given a run to a new batter here as we have Carter Smith, the junior, with 1 game under his belt. Looking to help add to the mix. I'm out with the 0-1. That one finds its way too low. Got ahead of myself there, 1-1. That one sent back here, and again for the 4th time in this game, Iowa City Liberty has had a bases full scenario. 2nd time they have had it with 2 down. That one is a heck of a slider that finds its way to end the threat. So despite the bases juiced once again for Iowa City Liberty, heck of a way to dance out of danger there. Yes, no harm, no foul. In the end, it's an 18 combined hit effort, 10 from the Bolts and 8 so far for the Marion Wolves. They are going to need to add on to that in a big way as they find themselves down big, 13-5, as we head into the bottom half of the inning. And coming up to greet will be Scott, Griffith, and Goodrich when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball.
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor IABaseball.com. Please visit rdafn.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Off for the Wolves, the catcher, Elijah
Thanks again,
Scott.
everybody, for tuning in. As this broadcast brought to you once again by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse out of Galena, Illinois. We continue to roll. And as we go through, thanks again for all the thoughts and more. And hey, if ever there's something you want to mention, hey, we're here. It's a free broadcast. Go ahead and let us know. It's time for the host Wolves to try and get back into this one here. Their final 3 outs is that one shot on a rocket, but in the end, on the wrong side of the chalk line for strike one. Again, Elijah Scott up. He has gone 0 for 3, but RBI ground out in the first. It gave him some production for the day. He takes strike 2 on the outer edge here.
Steve brought down a different chord this time, too.
And that one goes too far inside, and that will end up catching him here. Kopecky ends up with his first batter hit by pitch of the game. That makes it 5 combined in this battle. As now we will get onto the base pass here, and Andrew Amon. His first time onto the base pass here in this game. So with a runner now on first via the walk, Darren Griffith back up to the plate. He's been hit by pitch, but struck a double and drove in a run back in the third. He would like to get something rolling and preferably a rally without 2 outs. A nice breaker. Wow, that one had some nice bite on it there. Honestly, I would be mesmerized just watching it as that fell into the zone here. Now 0-2, a quick 0-2 hole. And a swing through on that one. You could tell Griffith upset as he is set down on strikes. The second strikeout of the ball game here for Kopecky. As now we roll in. And now down to their final 2 outs of the ball game. Yeah, Ethan Cole stepping on up to the plate.
33, Ethan Cole.
Cole with his first varsity action here of the ball game. He's been in the field, but first time up at the plate. That one too far out of the zone. We go 2-0. The 2-0 delivery sends foul 2-1. This has been a game that has officially gone with 3 lead changes. If the Wolves were to come back in this one and somehow take the lead, that would mark the 4th and final if they were to go the distance here. But right now, as it stands, Marion with 5 runs off of 8 hits, 7 errors, 13 runs for the Lightning off of 10 hits and 2 errors, excuse me. Right now, 9 combined errors in the game, and oh boy, what a battle this has been. And that one too far up and in, and now we put runners at first and second here with 1 down.
First
right back up to the plate is Tate Ray, who has struck an RBI in his first 2 trips to the plate, an RBI ground out and an RBI single. But then he reached on an error back in the 5th and later failed to score. That one too far out of the zone. And you can catch us any which way you possibly can. iabaseball1@gmail.com is the best way to reach us, followed by social media scene. We are on Facebook. And that's a chance where you can vote for your performance of the week. Also, we're heavily present on Instagram as well. Catch up on all the highlights and more as that one swung through for the strike. We're also on Instagram as well with the highlight reels and beyond. And of course, we're also plated firmly on Twitter, or as they call it now, X. So any which way you can get us, we would love to connect with you. Many different ways, from simply about your thoughts on topics, your thoughts on games, highlight reel stats, a whole lot more. Great chance for you to get in contact with us in a number of different ways. And final inning, or potentially here. That one's sent back here for a remainder at 3-2. The Wolves need 8 to tie it, 9 to win it. That would be a monumentous occasion here in one inning, and they're going to have to do it with one down. It was 10 unanswered across the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning for the Lightning, as that one is set up high and coming down and called off here by the center fielder and Rettig. And boy, now it's down to their final out here as we go back to Colton Hubba.
Third baseman number 14, Colton Hollub.
Hollub has struck out twice and grounded out in 3 trips.
What grade's Mason in?
Swing through that one. We quickly go into the 2-strike count. We already have 2 down. Now down to their final strike here in this one. And here's the 2-strike pitch. We keep it rolling at 1-2. Eight combined hits for the Wolves at this point. They need a lot more and in a hurry. Trying to paint the outside black, just comes up short. We draw it even now at 2-2. And now here's the 2-2 delivery. That one sent high right side, playable, but not going to happen. Everybody goes back to where they once were. Again, this was a game that at one point that it shifted pretty heavily. It was a 3-0 lead after 1/2 inning here for the Bolts, and then it turned into 5 unanswered for Marion, who at that point looked like they were going to be trailing off into the sunset, and that is another strike. Make it strike number 3, and that's how we end the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the offensive onslaught here for the Bolts ends up putting across their 30th win of the 2025 season. Mississippi Valley, Mississippi Conference champions, now with a 30-9 record on the 2025 season. Meanwhile, for the WAMAC champs in Marion, they fall to 23-8 on the season, as both now head into the postseason run. Hey, we're going to have a quick break, and we'll have a recap. We'll get our Casmium Sports post-game report coming on up right here on the IA Baseball Network.
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor IABaseball.com. Please visit rdafn.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insulites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insulites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insulites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insulites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we dive into our Casmian Sports post-game report. And again, brought to you in part by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse. Has been our primary sponsor for all these games that we have done. And again, this is our final regular season broadcast of the 2025 campaign. And I got to say, boy, at first, in the beginning of the season, it was one that I thought, man, a long haul. But I swear, we just started our broadcast. I remember it vividly in Dubuque. Dubuque taking on the Wallard, taking on Xavier. And the start, it got rained out in game 2, but we had a heck of a game 1 there. And I remember it very vividly. That was the start of our 2025 season. And it has just continued to impress. And the 2025 campaign is just excelling in every mark. This is our recap, our end game, I should say, of the 2025 regular season. But we will be back postseason-wise, weather permitting, of course, coming up on Friday. We will be in Mount Vernon for a battle between the Mustangs and the Sabres of Central DeWitt. The Mustangs looking to avenge an earlier loss to the Sabres, and that will be where we are back at it coming up on, again, Friday, and right here on the IA Sports YouTube page. And, of course, with that as well, again, heaven forbid we get the chance to continue on and continue rocking. That will also be a good conversation here with Colin Bentley as well as Eric Lamb, the South Carolina product imported into Iowa. His first full season. We'll get the chance to talk about what his viewpoints are on Iowa high school baseball here. But as we look at what's going on, to recap our time here as we bring back our inning-by-inning look, it started off 3-0 after half inning here for Iowa City Liberty, but then 5 unanswered after 3 gave Marion what seemed like a winnable 5-3 advantage. But it did not last very long. 4 runs plated in the 4th gave Iowa City Liberty the advantage that they just ran with the rest of the game. They took it and changed what was a deficit into a 2-run advantage at the time. And from there on out, they went 10 unanswered, including those 6 plated in the 6th inning. And they had a heck of a hitting day. 10 hits here for Iowa City Liberty that helped push across 13 runs, but also helping that effort was Marion's season-high 7 errors on the night. They had 8 hits in the contest, 5 runs driven in. Normally, that will be a winning effort here for the Wolves, but tonight just not the night that they were initially looking for. In the beginning of the season, we had mentioned that this was one of the better defensive squads. Tonight is just one of those nights you just got to flush and move on. because this is once again a Coach Fish-led team, and that means a whole lot at this point because the legendary coach that he is, he will continue to get these guys ready and rolling. This is a program that's ready to get back at it, back into the state tournament. And once again, they're looking for their 6th consecutive state tournament run as we go ahead and look at the postseason look. And again, as I mentioned, they've had 5 in a row so far, looking for a 6th. They have a 19-4 postseason win record since 2020, and they're starting off with Vinton Shellsburg, who they have claimed 16 consecutive wins against, 26 overall in the all-time series. And again, they're doing it with a lot of firepower. 497 in terms of slugging, and one of 2 teams to lead their class in slugging and home runs on the season. And of course, as we look at the other side of things here for Iowa City Liberty, they will look like this. They will take their postseason first up against Waterloo West. They have won the last 4 in that meeting, and they have an 8-5 postseason mark overall since the 2025 season, seeking their 3rd state tournament appearance in program history. And as we saw better of today comparatively anyway, this is a top fielding team, top 3 in 4A, as they came into the battle with a .954 fielding percentage. And again, they'll look to take that into the postseason. Excuse me. But as we finalize our time here together, I do want to say thank you. I want to say, first off, again, I mentioned earlier in the postgame that it seemed like yesterday that we started off Wallert, Xavier, the energy was so high. And now we will officially conclude our 2025 regular season across the state of Iowa, as 1A and 2A teams are already in their postseason swing. Again, 3A and 4A kick things off on Friday. And that's where you will be able to see us rocking it once again on the postseason scene. First broadcast of the postseason in 3A. We will touch up Mount Vernon hosting Central DeWitt. And that's kind of an interesting, ironic, because last time that we were in postseason broadcast, we did so from Central DeWitt as they punched their ticket over Davenport Assumption. And that was a heck of a year for the Sabres then. And so now we get to see what the Sabres are like here in 2025, but we also get to see our first live in-person look at Mount Vernon. Again, we'll try and catch up with a couple of Mustangs there as we will be kicking off the postseason with you. As for now, we want to say thanks for, as always, tuning in and making this a part of your day. This broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. And again, however you want to contact us, right now you're catching us on IA Sports YouTube page, but you can also catch us wherever you can really find us. A big way to do that is iabaseball1@gmail.com. A great place to connect with us. Highlight reels, videos, just thoughts and more. Facebook is where you can vote for your performance of the week and also name them as well. So that's your voting place. You can also vote for performance of the week on Instagram, where you can catch up on highlight reels, videos, and a whole lot more. Great stuff there. Also, we got some highlight packages for you to catch up on as you head on over to TikTok as well. And beyond that, we also are live, loud, and proud on the Twitter scene, or as they call it now, X. So plenty of ways to catch up on us, and once again, plenty of ways to get yourself involved in the conversation. For right now, though, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in, each and every person that has done so this year. We still have more broadcasts to go, but as the season winds down, it always is a reminder that this is the greatest show on dirt or turf, and that please be thankful for what we have. Be thankful for all the umpires out there, because without them, this game does not happen. High school is never going to get robot umpires, so let's take that out of the picture. We need great umpires. And so regardless of a bad call or not, give them a little bit of grief, but in the end, respect where they're at. But right now, I got to say, it's time to end our time here today. It is a 13-5 win as the Bolts now improve to 4-1 in the all-time series. For Andrew Brown and everybody back at the IA Baseball crew, I want to say thanks for tuning in. And as we say to wrap things up, stay safe on the base pass. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.